is so complicated from the very beginning that if you don't deal with glass like you should, technically, the result is usually quite bad. You know, it's really hard to reach success. Therefore, when I teach my students, I try to give them as much knowledge about technique and technology as possible, because later on, this knowledge will give you freedom how to make something out of the glass material. Some people don't like to learn about such things like craft, like technique, like technology, because, you know, it's not easy. You must think about it, you must learn something, and so on and so on. But without this knowledge, the success with glass is impossible.
So we would like to know, how do you see the Asia art, or generally the cultural aspects of glass art, if there's any difference?
Oh, there is a big difference from my point of view, because most of Asian countries had different background, and historically it was just the development of these countries where it was just different. So, you know, first of all, to teach in Japan is really very nice job, because in general, I think Asian students are really hard workers, open-minded, and they have big respect towards teachers. So what you say, they just, you know, they take it. In Europe or in America, students are not so patient, and they are not so such a hard workers anymore. You must know it. They are sometimes quite lazy. So compared to my experience in Japan and in China, for example, your young people are just working much harder. And therefore, probably some Chinese countries are so successful in economical competition, in global business, because people are used to work hard. You know, I came back from Japan, and I started to teach at the glass school in Kaminsky-Shenov. Sometimes I was telling myself that would be very good for our students to travel to Japan and to China to see how those students are working or studying and doing things, in order to learn that they should work a little harder. Because of course, I believe in personal freedom, definitely. I believe that people should be able to cultivate their individuality. And art, and namely art schools, can teach students in Asia to be more personal, to be more individual. That this is something what I believe is good for your society, that number of young people who are studying art at the very beginning was trained like a rich cutter. I was making traditional decorations on glass, and it was very good. I was learning craft, so even now I can gain out of this experience. But at the same time, it was a cage. It was binding my mind and my hands a little, because to make a beautiful piece of craft piece is really like nice, but at the same time, your head is a little locked, and you should cross this. You should learn what is behind. So to get rid of the craftsmanship is sometimes really very hard for some people, or wood carvers and jade workers and whoever. Actually, we're keeping the style and the way how to work with different materials, porcelain, whatever. And I believe that the Western world maybe brought a little more freedom into this traditional, very beautiful, of course. If I could see in China those jade pieces made of stone, I just didn't believe it, how those people did it, or woodworking or whatever. Fantastic, fantastic.